away here. I'm in the library parking lot. Connection looks pretty good. Quiet. Might try to park here overnight. I'm not sure. See how that goes. But I was thinking today about a situation with when I was in the military about when I jumped from one branch to another, and it was kind of stressful. It was one of the first times that I actually was like getting yelled at. I felt like I was really getting yelled at, and I was powerless to respond to that. Let's see, we got Gary and OC. Hi, Travis. Hello, Gary. Richard R. Hey, Travis. Hey, Richard. T98. What year did I enlist? I enlisted in 1995, 94. 94, and then I flew over in 95. I went to my basic training January 14th, 1995. So I enlisted in 94, and then I waited a number of months simply because of summertime. You don't want to go to Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio in the summertime. And my recruiter knew this. He was a smart man, and just delayed my date. Let's see, what do we have here? Flip flats. Travis, I hope Blue ISIS hasn't been harassing you. I don't know. I'm not really feeling stress from the cops. It's really relaxed. So I'm like letting my guard down. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's pretty relaxed, so it's changing my, yeah, just changing my stress levels, lowering my stress levels. In orbit. Hello, Travis. Hello, orbit. T98. I wasn't even born. You weren't born in 1995? Oh man, you're missing out. Captain Kaboom. Travis. Hello, Travis and everyone. Kajeki, good citizen. Hey, baby. How are you? Nice to see you. Hello, Jackie. Nice to see that you're on the live stream. You're always a good force. Let's see, Brandon Berryman. What's up, man? Where are you roaming? I'm in a small town. Let's see, north of. I don't know. I'm in Missouri. We'll just say the west side of Missouri, going north. Just kind of hitting the small. I think I passed Joplin. I'm east of Joplin, passing it. I don't want to go into any big cities. Kevin Huell. Hey, Travis. Happy spring. Yes, happy spring to you, Kevin. Richard R. Travis coming back to Washington State. No, I don't see any. I don't see myself going to Washington State. It's a great weather over there. I really like that weather. It's a very popular area. It'll be a while though. I want to check out places I haven't been. I know Washington pretty good. I feel like I'll be kind of bored if I go back. Flip Flat gives the thumbs up. Jackie Green says hello everyone. Everyone, Jackie Good Citizen says hello to you. And she lost her wrench. Yeah, I found a wrench. That's from Jay Paoli. Let's see, T98. I know, man. Early 90s are some super cool years in time. They're okay. You must have been long gone once the towers fell. I was out at 99, so the towers fell 2001. I was in college in my third year of college on the campus, UW Eau Claire, and went into one of the dorms to see on the big screen. Like they had every dorm has a nice big room for entertainment with a big TV, and they're just sitting there with a group of college students just watching these replays of the towers falling. It was surreal. Jack Palder says crap. Maddie J. Orion says hi, Travis. Hello, Maddie J. Orton. Let's see. Kevin Huell says hello, Jackie. Good. Okay. Captain Kaboom says, I'm too lazy to use a wrench. Even use a wrench? Yeah, or you could either be like too lazy or just injured. I'm injured, so injury is a good excuse. Let's see. All right, so now going back to the time I bought a car for half price. I joined the National Guards in Rice Lake, Wisconsin, a little local unit that was like a infantry unit that specialized in mortar and maybe a couple other things. I was 17, about 1994, and I was in it for a couple of months. I went through some different types of training that were kind of strange. Like we, they took me out in like this track thing that carries the mortars, and driving all around, and then reached a spot where just they started shooting the mortars off, target practice for the mortars. It was quite an interesting experience. We south and somewhere in South Wisconsin, and it just experienced that. All I could do, I wasn't a part of it. All I could do was just watch what was going on, and I wasn't obligated to do anything. I just had to be there, and I got paid like what, $100 for the weekend, something like that. Let's see. Monty J. Orton says, "I love you," or Travis, "You're the best YouTuber I have in the world, really." Okay, thank you, Marty. So they shot those mortars off, and I was witness to it, and it's just I didn't really, that was the problem with this. That's kind of the problem with the the National Guard. I didn't really feel like I was a part of their group. I felt I just, all I did was observe, and I was just kind of the odd man that was there who didn't talk to anybody. At 17, I guess, kind of young. Didn't have a uniform, didn't go through the basic training, of course. Just graduated high school, and is just showing up for weekend drills and at the National Guard Armory in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. Let's see. T98 asks, "Where you at, MT? Still Mount V?" I'm north. Yeah, I'm north of Mount Vernon, Missouri. North of that. Nice little town north of that. Somewhere. I actually forget. I might remember it later. Maybe I'll say later in the stream where I'm at exactly. I look it up and try to remember the name of the city. But I'll tell you I had to get a password. So I ran over to this library before it closed at 5 and got a password. It's called something like "I love to read." It's like these libraries, they got to have the craziest passwords. But I mean, you got to get that password, or you're not going to get on. You're not going to be able to get on like this late at night, parked in their parking lot to mess around in your car. You need to get that password during the daytime when they're open. And I did that. So we'll see. I don't believe they will have a curfew on it. They probably block websites. Most libraries do. But so yeah. I'm in a small town using their Wi-Fi. Not Walmart parking lot this time. Let's see. Oh, Mount Vernon. Your Uncle Jack lives in Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon. Not Mount Vernon is a pretty nice city too. Little small, quiet town. So let's see. Going back to the mortar infantry unit out of Rice Lake, Wisconsin. It's just like, I just wasn't. I mean, that was like, for my score, my ASVAB scores. That's the best I could do. I'm not the smartest. I didn't score high enough to get to be able to get into like higher class. What do they call them? Jobs. It's called some special word for the jobs when you get into the military. But it was Mortarman. I signed up for it as a part-time thing. It only showed up on weekends. So, like, I wanted to stay in Rice Lake. I was really tired of Rice Lake. Like, I wanted to sleep in my mom's trailer while in Rice Lake, going to these weekend, like what, once a month weekends drills. But they turned out, from what I was observing while I was there was just a lot of sitting around and not doing anything, and I didn't really like that. All that sitting around in the armory. I got firsthand experience what they actually do at these National Guard armories. It's a lot of sitting around, and it's pretty boring. It seems like a waste of money. You just show up to sit around, and then you get paid a little bit for that weekend for your troubles, and that's it. I wanted a bigger commitment than that. So and also when I did join, all right, I had there was incentive. Now I think it was very close to the time I joined the National Guards. Uh, that I got a good deal on this car. There was like a sergeant there, and he was selling his Renault Alliance from, I don't know, 1984, and I bought it. Yeah, it's probably 1994. I bought this Renault Alliance, this French-made small car, a little smaller than my Ford Focus, for $800, and apparently that was a good deal, but I really didn't know. $800 is supposed to be a good deal for, like, I think in 1984. It was in good shape. The outside, inside sounded good. I never really needed to have any work done on it. But if I did, it was a European car, so it was a specialty work that needed to be done. I didn't even understand the motor. I don't know how to even work on it. What kind of engine it had or anything. It just kind of bought it and it worked, so I just was driving it. And I guess I got a good deal because he let me know that after I told him that I wanted to get out of the National Guards. They were not happy, but he was happy to give me that good deal, thinking that I was going to be joining the National Guards. That's the incentive. It's like sometimes individuals will give you these incentives on top of what the government incentive is, like the GI Bill or something. Sometimes individual sergeants or something will be like, "Oh, I can give you a good deal on this car," or something. You know, there's those types of little connections as well. So, you know, that happens. But after a few months of the training, I went through some kind of like mock basic training for a weekend. Like the group of guys traveled south and just, I don't know, we had to do a lot of push-ups and sit-ups and stuff, and had some like mock training sergeant yell at us all over a weekend. It was a weekend basic training, just a weekend. That's just to like get us familiar with the real thing. And I mean, that was an experience. Let's see, Trail of Dead. Somebody called the law so we can see an interaction. Yeah, there you go. So that was I'm on. Wait a second. Am I on my cop channel? Let me let me check now. I always forget which channel I'm on. Just need oh, here. Okay. I gotta check. I shouldn't be on my cop channel. I don't think that's what I wanted. Oh yeah, I walked around the local track and timed my stick walking. It takes me 3 minutes to walk one lap. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good pace. Oh, I don't think I even. Oh, maybe I did. All right, let me just see if I'm live. Just gotta go to the right. Oh no, I'm not on. Okay, this can't even. Oh, there I am. Okay. Oh, but I didn't put in the password. That's. All right, I guess I can't check. Am I on my cop channel? I'm not sure. I just have to look later. So, yeah. Anyway, the National Guard was just so not fulfilling, and I had anxiety in it, so I had to get out. And so I went to the Air Force recruiter and asked him if I could join the Air Force, get out of the National Guard and join the Air Force. I think that's how it went. Wow, it's so long ago, 94. Somehow the Air Force recruiter showed me how I could leave the National Guard. It told me that it's okay to leave the National Guard and go full time into the Air Force. And I was pretty happy to hear that. I was like, okay, because I got to get out of Rice Lake. I didn't want to just do this once a month military commitment. I wanted more of a full-time thing. I didn't want to stick around Rice Lake. There's nothing in Rice Lake to stick around for. There's really, to me, there's nothing to stick around any city for. Just keep bouncing around. So the National Guard recruiter and that sergeant who sold me the good deal on the car, they were not happy, and they let me know it. I think they yelled at me for about a half an hour, just that they had to go through all this trouble to get me in, and all this with all the paperwork, and I had a scheduled date for the basic training that they have to check me off, and that's like taking resources away from them, and it was really, all I could do was just sit there and get yelled at by the National Guard recruiter and that sergeant, and of course I think the sergeant had to throw in, oh, I gave you that great deal on that car too at half price. I wouldn't have normally done that, but it was to help you get signed up and save you some money. Let's see, Coffin Nails. Travis is a good guy and interesting. Love to hear your stories, man. Coffin Nails. Thank you, Coffin Nails. Let's see, T98. I think a lot of people are just fans of you. Me personally, I follow all your channels and like keeping up with you. Yeah, I noticed that there's some people who like to follow individuals. It's interesting how that works out. I personally, I'm kind of getting into Mike O'Hearn, the famous like bodybuilder who's been on all the muscle and fitness covers. He's actually getting more personable with his videos now. His like 2 years ago, he was just making all these type of rock star in the gym music playing videos, but now he's actually talking more. It's nice to have a lot of people, have particular people talk and discuss their life a little bit more in detail. Those are the type of people that get me interested, especially when it's a lifestyle that I kind of look up to. Let's see. So that was quite an experience to change from the National Guard to the Air Force. It's not. I mean, you choose one or the other. Towards the end, I was like, I promise I'll come back to the National Guard when I'm done with the Air Force. I'll sign whatever. But I never did. But the jump from National Guard to the Air Force was an interesting one. It can be done. You can get out of your commitment. There's like regulations that say just people in higher ranks wrote that let this looseness of the regulations or whatever, they just allowed transition. They allow these types of transitions from one branch to the other, especially when I didn't even go through basic training yet. I was with the National Guard for like 4 or 5 months without having gone to basic training yet. So if I went through basic training in the National Guard and then wanted to join the Air Force full time, I probably would not have been able to do that. I probably would have had to ride out my commitment to the National Guard. But luckily the basic training was a number of months away still. Yeah, so I think, I don't know, did I get discharged? What would that be called to leave the National Guard? That was a discharge in some way. I don't think it was like an honorable discharge, but when I got out of the Air Force, that was an honorable discharge for me. So it was just, yeah, I guess you could say I was in two branches. I was in two branches in the military. But one was very, very short. I guess I was just so undecided. I just couldn't quite decide which branch. I wanted to be hard with like the Marines, and I wanted all that physical work. But I mean, I just didn't respect the low like test, the low that they accept low test scores. I didn't want to really deal with a lot of people who tested low on the ASVAB. I wanted to push for working with people smarter than me to cover for my shortcomings. It's just and it was really noticeable in the Air Force. There's a lot more. It seems like there's a lot more sharp people in the Air Force, just because they have that higher test standard. Um, so yes, thank you, Kevin Hool, Daily Roamer Channel. I got what 11 more. I need 11 more subscribers, and then as soon as you get to 1,000, it's automatic. You get monetized. So yeah, there's people who make comedy out of the differences between the branches. I seen one on TikTok that was pretty entertaining. So that was it. That's all I was going to mention, actually. Just I got a car for half price from the National Guardsman, uh, who's a sergeant who just was trying to like convince me to get into the National Guard there in Rice Lake, and then uh, I just I got out. I left, and he was really angry about that, giving me that good deal. I committed to something, but then backed out, but still came out, but still got a good deal on that car. Sometimes you got to go through great lengths to get a good deal on a car, and I don't know what happened to that car. It's like so long ago. I think I might have tried to sell it to my sister, or just I sold it for sure, because when I joined the Air Force, there was nothing I could really do with that car. Did I sell that car? I just can't remember. That was like so long ago. But yeah, I spent this. There was a hiatus between after I got out of the National Guard and then finally went into basic training for the Air Force. I might have gotten out of the National Guard by the probably by the summertime, and then spent the fall just waiting for the basic training in January. It's just a lot of waiting. I spent a lot of time sitting around waiting, not really doing anything, and that's I'm kind I guess I'm kind of fine with that now. Let's see. I see through a glass darkly. Yep. There's not much light where I'm at. I got a security light that never turns off at this library. Some light at the door, so there's not much for visible entertainment here. I don't have any real flashlights that are a nice quality. That I really don't want to shine anything in my eyes. So just be your own person. Why be owned by the government? It's coffin nails. Yeah, you can be the military can't take your mind from you. They could tell you what to do. You follow those orders, but they can't tell you. They can't like make you have opinions in their favor. You could still you could do what they want, but I mean you still can have your own opinions. Especially after you get out, then you can start bad mouthing the military when you get out if there's something you didn't like about it, or praise it. Praise the parts of the military that you love. T98, those cars are bombs and part are impossible, plus no one will work on them. Yeah, I just, yeah, I don't know. There was one mechanic in Rice Lake who could do the work on whatever needed to be done for the Renault Alliance. I went to this foreign car mechanic, but I forget why. I think the car might have needed something done on it, but it's so long ago. I didn't document anything. It's just all in the memory now. And there's yeah, just all I know is a Renault Alliance. So I had a car at about 17, and all to my own. And yeah, I would even, I at a point I was actually driving to school. So, and I know not everybody gets a car to drive to school in their like senior year, but that was kind of neat. I mean, I was one of the last ones to get a car, but not everybody gets a car. Let's see, Kevin Hool, I can't find your PayPal link. Yeah, it's somewhere around there, but don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Yeah, see, I get a few cars that'll give me a little extra light that pass by here, but you see, it's pretty noticeable when a car does come by. So you can see how inactive this road is. It's not too busy. It's pretty quiet. But you know what are the neighbors like? Because I actually have neighbors, and what is the general feel about strangers in this area? I don't know. I'd kind of feel more comfortable parking across. Okay, I'll admit there's a church across the street from me. I'd feel a little bit more comfortable parking at that church for overnight. That would I think look better than parking right in front of this library, in front of a door with a security light. I just wanted a better connection for this live stream, but yeah, maybe I can move just across the street and for the rest of the night. That's a possibility. It's it's interesting. I want to walk around a little bit later. I'm pretty close to downtown. Let's see. You had a Saab too. Yeah, there's people who love Saabs. An engine blue. A Saab is a foreign type of car, and it's people that there's groups that love the Saab because of its uniqueness in some way. I'm not too familiar with that. Is that the part of a French manufacturing plant? A Saab? Saab doesn't look like it's a French word to me. They stopped making a Saab in 2008. Okay. Just a general Saab, not like a Saab Charger or a Saab Mustang. My Saab was the fastest car I owned until I got my new Mustang. I loved it. The first cat I got with my own money, T98. Okay. Uh, the first car I got with my own money. All right. Yeah, that's cool. That's all right. Kevin Hool, 2011's Saab. Lars Svensson. Travis, walk up to a neighbor with an empty cup and ask for sugar. Yep. Yeah. That's something that that's a way to get familiar with your neighbors is to approach them and ask for some generosity on their part. Testing the generosity of other people is a great way to get to know them. Just to see what kind of reaction they give. I'm gonna ask to borrow a screwdriver. Can I borrow a screwdriver, please? Let's see. Kevin Hool. Didn't Saab make aircraft too? I don't know. Saab. There's people who know much more about Saab than I do. I think a Saab is an old drunk. A SOB. A slob. Maybe how you pronounce it sounds the same. How I'm pronouncing it, at least. Maybe it's Saab. Let's see. T98. Yep. So I was trying to think of anything else I could talk about. Let's see, because I just wanted to talk about that car a little bit, the Renault Alliance. I just thought that was just so interesting, and just to reminisce about it out loud helps me think about it more thoroughly about that situation. But a moment in my life with that, and it just came and went. That's how moments are. T98, born from Jets. That was their OPD Solgan. So cool. Old Solgan. It's Seb. When will you get the Tesla Cybertruck? $100 order, then resell it. Yeah, the Tesla. The charging stations are few and far between, but I'll admit, in Mount Vernon, or a city south of Mount Vernon, actually has an electric charger, four stations, electric charger station in the Walmart parking lot. I parked right next to it because I knew nobody was going to show up, and nobody showed up when I was in the time I was there. Nobody parked in those charging stations. But you see, I mean, Walmart would do much better if they put a gas station, which is pretty common to see a gas station on the other end of a Walmart parking lot. But an electric charging station for cars? That's just taking up real estate. Nobody's driving electric cars in Missouri. In small towns in Missouri, it's something that, I mean, as far as I understand, electrical batteries. As far as I understand batteries, especially my own batteries, cold weather kills batteries so fast. You need stable weather, which is what you find on the coast, on the Pacific coast. The most you find the most stable weather on the Pacific coast, and you don't want your batteries overheating, so the Gulf Coast may not be the best solution. You're going to have overheating issues. You won't be able to even use the car if it's too hot. So, and the major fluctuation of temperatures in the Midwest makes it really hard to enjoy an electric car with, or just to enjoy batteries in general. My phone can die. My phone can lose half its power in a 20-degree night. You gotta sleep with your car or sleep with it. You gotta maybe have a couple of cows or horses sleep next to your car to try to maintain the heat overnight. Something to keep it warm. Let's see. Coffin nails. Heard Apple is gonna come out with electric car. All right. Yeah, I never heard that, but they would maybe put some software or some unique gadget in the car, but not an entire Apple car. That would be interesting. Sub $100 pre-order, then resell your order position. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. A lot of truckers would jump on that. Well, would a lot of truckers jump on that? There's a lot of truckers around. I don't even have a commercial license for driving a truck, so I would have to invest my money in the training first. T98, Travis, why don't you fast? It's changed my life, and I've had GD and GERD related issues since high school. I manage it much better now. It only gets worse with my age and alcohol abuse. Well, yeah, alcohol is a big problem. No, I don't have any digestion problems lately. Let's see. I think I got an infection a few weeks ago. That affected my heart a little bit. That was annoying. But that went away. That came and went. My digestion's pretty good. I don't have any complaints. Yeah, yeah. I like what I've been doing. I'm trying to like communicate